right, hello everybody. My name is Hillary Deerdorf. I am a member of the InACAC Associate of NACAC. Thank you all for joining us today. If you have any questions for our amazing institution that is joining us for this session, you can use the Q&A function there, either at the top or the bottom of your screen to ask any questions that you may have. Feel free to sign up for more sessions at the website that you see here on the screen. That'll be put up at the end of the session as well, just as a reminder. This recording will be available after tonight, so if you need to check back in with it, you're more than welcome to do that. And just so you are aware, your camera and your microphone are off. You are muted, your video is off, so we cannot see or hear you. So again, please use that Q&A function. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen and turn it over.
Thank you. Okay, let's get this started. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. So I'll just jump right into it, and then like she mentioned, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to drop those questions in the Q&A function. So my name's Kaylin, and I am the admission counselor for students in Indiana. I'm also the dual programs coordinator, which I'll talk a little bit more about those options later on in this presentation, but just some quick information about me. So I specifically work with students in Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and then parts of Illinois. And then there is my email. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, or you can call or text the number that's listed on the screen, and I'll have my contact information at the end of the presentation as well if you don't have time to screenshot it right now. And then just so everyone's aware, our office hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central, so if you contact me outside those hours, just know that I'll always respond when I'm back in the office. So to start off, Illinois Tech, or Illinois Institute of Technology, is located in Chicago, Illinois. We're the only tech-focused university in the city, and we are a small campus at 125 acres. So you have all the great amenities of being in the city, plus all the benefits of being on a small campus here at Illinois Tech. We're about 3 miles from the Loop, so it takes about 15 minutes to get downtown when you're taking the green or red line, and the lines that are pictured in this image right here are the train lines. So students do get a U-Pass as a student, which is access to the CTA, so that's the trains and the buses available in Chicago. So as you can see on this image, the green line is directly on our campus. It's very easy for students to hop on there and then go explore the city. And the red line is just a little bit off our campus, but still easy for our students to navigate to. And then a little bit more information about where we're located. So we're tucked between Bronzeville, which is known for its jazz movements, and then also Bridgeport, which is actually one of the top 10 neighborhoods to live in Chicago, according to Crain's Business Review, which is really exciting for our students to be located in such a vibrant area. There's tons of things to do, tons of restaurants to explore as well. If you love to eat, us admission counselors love the Red Line Cafe that's not too far from campus. It has some really awesome brick oven pizza. And then we are a residential campus, and I'll talk about our dorming options later, but 70% of our students do live on campus. And then we're going to dive into our numbers. So before I talk about these, I do like to talk about who our students are. So our students are innovators, entrepreneurs, interdisciplinary thinkers, hands-on learners. So if any of those words resonate with you, then Illinois Tech may be a really great fit. So size-wise, like I said before, we're a small campus with 3,000 undergraduate students and 3,500 graduate and law students. About 25% of our entering class is transfer students. And then we do have a 12-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. All our courses are taught by professors. All 50 states are represented, and we have about 17% of our students are international at the undergraduate level, and then a higher percent at the graduate level. And then the last number on the slide is talking about our retention rate. So this is tracking how many of our first-year students stay with us for their second year, and it's at 88%. So this is a really great indicator that once students get onto our campus, they realize that the opportunities that are available for them put them on the best pathway for success. And now we're going to jump into our academic program. So Illinois Tech has 5 colleges with over 40 undergraduate majors. So our colleges are Armour College of Engineering, College of Architecture, College of Computing, Lewis College of Science and Letters, and then Stewart School of Business. And I'll go through each college in the next couple slides. We do have over 50 minors, and this is where we see some of that interdisciplinary thinking, where students will get a minor outside of their college. And then we, of course, offer special programs like pre-med, pre-pharmacy, pre-optometry, and pre-law, and I'll talk a little bit more about those options later on. So the first college that we have is Armour College of Engineering. This is where all of our engineering programs are going to be located, and they do have ABET accreditation. That's ABET. You can actually go on ABET's website and learn a little bit more about the process, but it's an outside accreditation that reviews programs at universities to make sure that we meet certain standards in order for students to be successful in the industry. Another thing to note is that sometimes companies only hire students if they come from an ABET accredited university. So ABET's website is really helpful to make sure that whatever university you choose, you know that your engineering program has that accreditation. So our top 5 most popular programs here at Illinois Tech would be our aerospace engineering program, our biomedical engineering program, our computer engineering program, and then mechanical engineering as well as material science engineering. We do offer a computer and cybersecurity engineering program. That's one of our newer programs, and the only dual degree that we have is in electrical and computer engineering. Some specific points that we always like to talk about is Armour R&D. So this is one pathway of accessing undergraduate research here at Illinois Tech. Students can actually start research as early as their second semester with us. So this is one way to find that. We always recommend talking with professors as well. That's how a lot of students, especially the ones that work in our office, have found research opportunities, is just by communicating with their professors. And then the other thing that's specific to Armour College of Engineering is our engineering themes. There are 4 themes. It's water, health, energy, security. You can select one theme, you can select all 4 themes, and they're out of classroom experiences, so there may be lecture series or internships or project-based learning that's incorporated with these engineering themes. And what's really unique is that everything that you attend that's tied to these engineering themes, you end up creating an online portfolio that you take with you after you graduate. So this is just an additional thing you get to bring to the table when you start applying for jobs after you graduate with us. And then we have College of Architecture. So our architecture program is a 5-year professional bachelor's program. So this allows students to sit for the licensure exam. We do offer 5 different specializations. If you're looking at sustainability and how architecture can affect the environment, then this program will be really great as we think about those things. The other thing is that our professors are either still practicing or own their own firms, so you're also getting content from those that are still in the field. And then what's really cool is that Mies was in charge of our program in the 1920s. He's known as the father of modern architecture. He designed Crown Hall, which is one of our buildings on campus, and it's actually considered a National Historic Landmark. So Chicago in general is known for its architecture, and to study at Illinois Tech's campus, you're going to be learning about Mies van der Rohe and most likely our buildings, whether you study here or not. So it's definitely a unique learning experience to be in Chicago and studying architecture with us. And then our College of Computing. So computation, data science. We also have, our big buzz topics right now. So our College of Computing has our computer science program, our applied cybersecurity and information technology program. This is also our artificial intelligence program, and we're the first university in the Midwest to offer an AI program at the undergraduate level. We also have, applied mathematics and statistics here, computer information systems, computer science, if I didn't mention that already, and then information technology and management. So these are all of our programming software focused programs that we have here at Illinois Tech. And then Lewis College of Science and Letters. So this is where our sciences are located. So all the different variations of biology, chemistry, physics. We have a new food science and nutrition program. And then this is also where our soft sciences are. So our humanities, psychology, as well as social sciences. So studying at Illinois Tech, you automatically think, STEM programs, you think about our engineering programs, but we do have programs that are outside the STEM field. And what's really unique is that studying at Illinois Tech, you'll be thinking about research a little bit more. You'll definitely be looking at these programs through a different lens, especially with our humanities, of thinking how tech and humanities interact together. So it's definitely a different learning experience when you're considering studying some of these programs here on our campus. And then the very last college that we have is Stewart School of Business. We offer a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, and we like to tell students tech plus business equals CEO. So you'll definitely be learning different marketable skills. Studying at a STEM institution, you'll understand the STEM language really well. And there's tons of different specializations where you can learn a little bit more about the STEM fields as a business student. So there's a lot of really unique opportunities here with our programs. And we do offer an accelerated master's degree. What that does is it allows you to get your bachelor's and master's in 5 years, and then you also get to keep those undergraduate scholarships for that 5th year. So this is a great opportunity for students who know that they want to get their master's degree right after they graduate with us. Saves yourself a year and saves yourself some money. We already have combinations that are pre-combined that we know can be done in 5 years, but students are also able to speak with their academic advisors about other pathways and they would just need pre-approval in order to pursue those programs. The other thing with AMP is that this is not something you need to decide right now as an incoming freshman. This is something that you would decide typically during your sophomore year with your academic advisor and go through that process. We're now going to look at the hallmarks of an Illinois Tech education. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is Introduction to the Profession, or ITP. This occurs during your first semester and it's exposure to your field of study and allows you to see if this is the right fit for you. So this is going to be a hands-on based learning class that allows you to have early exposure to the research and career opportunities available to you. Sometimes we have outside companies come in, sometimes students go on field trips to companies, or we'll have guest speakers come in to talk with our students. And some examples of, what an aerospace engineering student would do, they would start, designing and modeling aircrafts during this class to get that early exposure to make sure that it's the right fit for them. And then our civil engineering students start surveying buildings. So it's a really great way for you to know if this program's right. And if it's not, then you have plenty of time to switch your major over since it happens during your first semester here with us. And then thinking about your time later at Illinois Tech, we have iPro, which is our interprofessional projects program. So you're required to take 2 classes here at Illinois Tech, and that typically happens, like I said, at the end of your program. It's an interdisciplinary course because you will be working with students from all different majors, and you're tasked to solve a real-world problem. Sometimes we have outside companies providing prompts. A lot of it comes from our professors. So what's really cool is that whatever iPro project you create, it's solving a current issue that the world is facing. So this is also something that you get to bring to the table when you're applying for jobs later on about this specific experience. You may have other engineers with you, computer science students, communication students, business students. You may create a business plan. You may end up developing a prototype and creating a patent. So there's a lot of really unique opportunities with this iPro class. Some past examples of iPros, there's a group of students that designed a mesh net to be placed inside a washing machine to collect microfibers from entering the water supply. I saw a group of students redesign a cane with a different grip on the top for those that suffered from arthritis. This past spring, with everything going on with COVID, there was a group of students that designed a COVID-19 tracking app to give you up-to-date updates about what was going on. So this is definitely a really unique opportunity for our Illinois Tech students. And then the Idea Shop is our makerspace. So this has 3D printers and scanners, multiple CNC milling machines, a laser cutter, and there's one more, and I always forget this last one. But what's really unique is that you'll have unlimited access to this during the school year. Plus, the Idea Shop is available for personal use as well. So Dane Christensen created the X Cube, which is this picture right here. And the X Cube is just a more complicated version of the Rubik's Cube, but he was able to use that maker space and create that, which is really unique that you have access to these types of machines that aren't dedicated to a specific class time. And then this last picture here is about Elevate. So Elevate is our experiential learning opportunities hub. This is where students have access to study abroad programs, undergraduate research opportunities, internships, short courses they can participate in, as well as competitions that they can do. So this is just another great way of finding things to do outside of the classroom experience to bolster that resume after you graduate with us. And Elevate has all of those housed on our website that you can actually view right now. And then campus life. So now that we've talked a lot about academics, we're switching gears to the more social aspects of Illinois Tech. So we do have over 150 student organizations on our campus. We have Student Governing Association, we have an esports group, robotics, Engineers Without Borders. We have a Quidditch team if you're a Harry Potter fan, theater groups, a cappella groups, dance companies. Most likely we have an organization already on our campus that you're interested in, but if not, it is fairly easy to start new organizations, which is why we always say 150 plus. We see new ones joining our campus each year. We are a Division III university, and the next slide will show you the athletic teams that we have, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. And then the last thing that I just want to quickly mention is that there are tons of things going on campus. You know, we have 664 plus events typically each year, but what's really unique is that you're also located in Chicago. So if there's something going on campus that maybe you're not interested in, you can always go and explore the city. There are, you know, museums to check out, restaurants to do, to eat at, and then there's always, you know, random pop-up events that happen in Chicago as well for students to explore. So really you get the best of both worlds if there's always something to do, whether it's on our campus or in our neighborhood. And then, so these are our men's and women's teams if you are thinking about being a college athlete. With us being a Division III university, it's still competitive, but it's definitely a little bit of a different environment. So our practices are scheduled, you know, before and after classes, so that way you never have to choose between practice and a class. Our coaches, of course, want you to be a stellar athlete in the pool or the gym or the field, but they want to make sure that you're a stellar student in the classroom as well, because at the end of the day, you're here to get your degree. So if you're thinking about being a college athlete and you're considering a Division III university, Illinois Tech may be a great fit for you. We would recommend checking out this website and filling out a recruit me form, so that way our coaches know that you're interested and they can get in contact with you. If you have any issues finding that, feel free to shoot me an email and I'm happy to provide that link as well. And then living on campus. So we do require students to live on campus for their first 2 years. The 3 dorming options that you guys would have to choose from would be Row Village, which used to be known as State Street Village. So that's this top picture here. It's suite style, so you would be in a room with a roommate, so you'll be in a double that's joined to a bathroom that's joined to another double. So then you end up sharing that bathroom with 3 students. So, and this is also known as one of the coolest dorms in the nation. Our students lovingly refer to it as the toaster. And then if you notice these pockets of empty space up here, there's actually balcony access. And when you're sitting up there, you can see, because we're right across from the White Sox stadium, if the White Sox start throwing off fireworks, you get a really good view of the firework display up on that building there. Your second dorming option is CASIC Hall. So CASIC is a high-rise pod style for students. This is brand new. Our first group of students are living in it now for fall 2020. It'll only be available for first year and second year students, and it offers triples, doubles, and singles. And then it's gender neutral bathrooms throughout the building. And then the last residence hall is McCormick Student Village, which is your traditional communal style. You'll have a roommate and you share the bathroom with the floor, and it's one of our slightly older dorms. And then, like I said earlier in the presentation, 70% of our students do live on campus. There's a lot of benefits of living on campus. A ton of studies have shown that students are more successful when they're living on campus because they have easy access to resources, they have a built-in community. And then what I always like to tell students is that Chicago traffic can sometimes be a nightmare, so you don't want to be sitting in traffic and feeling like you're going to miss a class or not willing to stay late to be involved in some study groups or extracurriculars. So it's really convenient to be on campus and be able to get the full experience. And then we go into the meat and potatoes of this presentation, so the admission and financial aid overview. So if you are a senior in high school, this slide is really important to pay attention to. So this is for our first year applicants, meaning you're applying from high school and then you're going straight to a college. You haven't attended any colleges before this. So for students that are applying for spring 2021 and fall 2021, we are test optional. So if you were not able to have access to the ACT or SAT, or maybe you were only able to test one time and you're not really satisfied with your scores, we have decided to go test optional due to all of the unforeseen circumstances with COVID-19. So you are not required to submit your test scores. If you're really happy with your test scores, then of course you can submit those and we'll review them for your admission. But what we really need is your completed Common App, because we are on the Common App and it's free to apply. We need your high school transcript and then at least one letter of recommendation. We can take up to 3, but we need at least 1. It can come from a counselor, a teacher. If you are working, it can come from your boss, just can't come from a parent or guardian. And then this middle 50% of admitted students is just a snapshot of what those middle 50% look like. So this gives you an idea that, they're in the top 10% of their graduating class. Their weighted GPA is between a 4.0 and a 4.36, and then also gives you an idea about test scores. So for the SAT, they were scoring between a 1285 and a 1370, and then for the ACT, they were scoring between a 29 and a 32. We do super score, so if you were able to test multiple times and you would like us to look at those, we would look at the highest of all the scores that you submit. I know ACT is now super scoring for students, which we would accept that as well. And then this last section about recommended coursework. So for Illinois Tech, we are a academically rigorous institution. So we like to see that students are challenging themselves while they're in high school. So that means that they've taken honors and AP courses and they're keeping up with that rigor their senior year. They've taken 4 years of an English, 4 years of math. And what we're really looking for is for students to have taken pre-calc or above. A lot of our STEM-based programs start off with Calculus 1. So it's important that students have had that exposure to calculus, whether that's pre-calculus or Calc AB or anything like that. We want to see 4 years of an engineering and science course, so that way you're continuing those STEM-based courses up until your senior year. And then 2 years of a social science. We do not have a foreign language requirement here at Illinois Tech, but it's great to see that you've done that. And then for admission deadline, so we are rolling admission. So students have, so current seniors, our application opened up August 1st of 2020, and they have until August 1st of 2021 to apply. And this is the case for all students. Our deadline is always August 1st of that after their senior year. However, I highly encourage all students to apply by the November 15th priority scholarship deadline. For this year specifically, if students apply by November 15th, they're guaranteed a minimum merit scholarship of $25,000. And then in general, our November 15th priority scholarship deadline is a chance for students to be considered for full tuition scholarships. And I'll talk a little bit more about those scholarships in the next couple slides. And then if you're an international student and you're watching this after it's been recorded or you're in here now, just know that if you are outside the US, you have different deadlines than those that are in the US. And then this is just another friendly reminder. We're on the Common App and it is free to apply. So there is no application fee. So this is a quick snapshot of our dual admission programs. So we had guaranteed admission with Midwestern University, Lake Erie College of Medicine, as well as Illinois Tech Chicago-Kent College of Law. So if you are interested in any of these programs where you have guaranteed admission at Illinois Tech and then that partner institution, there is a separate application that you need to apply and you need to make sure everything's in by these deadlines over here. If you have any questions about the dual programs, feel free to shoot me an email. I'm happy to talk one-on-one about these programs and the requirements that they entail. And then college costs now. So for fall 2020 students that just started, their tuition, room and board, and fees totaled $65,818, which I know sticker price can be alarming. That's why we always tell our students that they're automatically considered for a merit-based scholarship. So for our domestic students, the Henry T. Heald Scholarship would be what you're awarded, and that ranges from $10,000 to $30,000. Again, for my seniors this year, if you apply by November 15th, that minimum guaranteed amount is starting at $25,000. Our international students, your scholarships typically start at $10,000. This also applies if you apply by November 15th of this year, that minimum amount is $25,000. It may be a combination of tuition and room and board that equals $25,000. And then if you were to decide to attend a community college or enroll in a four-year university and then want to attend Illinois Tech at a later date, we do provide transfer scholarships. For transfer students this year, that $25,000 guaranteed merit scholarship also applies to you for this specific year. And then this chart over here just gives you some information about the average scholarships and grant aid. So this does factor in that families are submitting their FAFSA information. So based on a family's adjusted gross income, this is the average. Doesn't guarantee that families are going to fall directly into these brackets. So I always encourage students to use the cost or the college cost calculator. You may also hear this referred to as like the net price calculator. So this is where you input your information and then it spits out potentially what you may receive in scholarships. It gives families a pretty good estimate of what it looks like to attend Illinois Tech. But of course, once you apply, then you would have a better idea of what it's going to look like. And then this is just another reminder about that November 15th deadline for full tuition scholarships. So if you just submit your Common App by November 15th, you're automatically considered for Camrus, which is a full tuition scholarship. And then if you apply by November 15th, you'll need to submit separate applications for the three that are listed below here. So Leadership Academy is available for our domestic and international students. It's the only full tuition scholarship available for international students. And this does require a separate application by November 15th. Duchess is a full tuition and room and board that is just for our domestic students. Students will need to submit a FAFSA in order to continue to be considered for this one. And again, that deadline is November 15th with a separate application turned in. And then Crown Scholarship is only for students that are planning to major in architecture. It is a full tuition scholarship. And again, you need that separate application turned in by November 15th. And then just some kind of quick facts for you guys to know. 98% of Illinois Tech students receive some form of financial aid ranging from $10,000 to full tuition. We are #1 in Illinois with return on investment and with financial aid, and then 81 in the nation. And then just for you guys to get a little bit more information about our career outcomes. So on our website, and you can type into Google IIT career outcomes, it's usually one of the first or second links. We now have self-reported data from our graduates to give you a little bit of a better idea of what it looks like, you know, within 6 months of graduation. So we took data from our fall 2018-2019 students, and 88% of them were at their first destination after graduation. So, and that's within 6 months of graduation was when the survey was sent out. So they were either employed full-time or continuing education. And you can drill down by specific class years to get data. You can have data from all the class years that we have the self-reported data from. You can also factor in a specific major or a specific college. And then you also have the option of what happens if they did an internship versus they didn't do an internship. So this is just a quick snapshot of across all of our programs. So 65% of our students were employed full-time with 14% continuing education. Over here was our top employers for students. And like I said, you can select your specific major to see what companies are hiring you. And then this was also the starting salary, which could be really nice to be able to see that with the mean and median. Some other data points that are pulled into this page is where students are going. So what percent are staying in Illinois versus going out of state, and then how many students are going out of the country and where they're going. So you can get that information. You also get information on what schools they're looking for graduates. So are they staying at Illinois Tech or pursuing other schools? You get to see what they're studying in their field, as well as if they're pursuing their master's or getting their PhD. So it's a lot of really helpful data for you to look at. And then if any areas are blank, it's because that we didn't have enough survey results in order to perform a good depiction of what students are doing. And then this last slide is for anyone that is a freshman, sophomore, or junior right now. We do offer summer programs here at Illinois Tech, so that we have pre-college programs. So some benefits of attending a summer program is that you get to check out an institution, you get to learn a little bit more about specific topics. So if you're torn between biology and chemistry, you can take a summer program in one area and then see if it still interests you. And then another thing is that a lot of times summer programs offer college credits. That way you can have some college credit after taking one of these programs. This past summer, we moved all of our summer programs online, so students were still able to participate in them. We're hoping that for next summer, we'll be able to welcome students back on our campus as we offer residential programs. So for you guys specifically, you would have that option of staying on our campus and participating in a summer program. And then this is my contact information again. So feel free to take a screenshot. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, or you can call or text that number. Whatever works for you works for me. And then I'm just gonna give it a couple seconds to see if anyone has any questions. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. So that way I can see if any questions came up. Okay, it looks like there's some questions, so I'm all good.
Awesome, great. I'm gonna share my screen again just for some last minute housekeeping items for you all. Okay, so as you exit this session, when you close the window, very quickly a 4-question survey will appear. Please use that survey so we know what's working for you. Sign up for more sessions at the website that I mentioned at the top of the hour. And as always, the recording will be available for you to look over again. Great. Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us. Have a great evening and be safe.